Amidst the global market sell-off, the U.S. markets are poised to make history. Keep watching to learn more about the impressive run the S&P 500 has been on and what happened the last time we made history.
There was strong performance out of the U.S. markets last week, with the Dow Jones leading the way, up almost 1.5%. The NASDAQ was the only U.S. market that was negative last week, but still up over 13% year to date. Foreign stocks and emerging market stocks continued their slide last week, with foreign stocks down over 1% and emerging markets down almost 4% last week. The chart that we're looking at today is of the commodities index, and there are a few things that you would think of being in a commodities index, and that includes natural gas, crude oil, and gold. But there are also a few things that you wouldn't think of being in a commodities index, and that includes sugar, soybeans, and even orange juice. So here we're looking at a weekly chart that goes back 10 years. We've seen a strong dollar recently, and that's led to a little bit of a pullback in commodities. So we're looking at two different things here. If the dollar continues to be strong, we could see a move down to the bottom blue line, which is around 180. But if the dollar weakens, we could see a move back up to the top blue line on the chart, which is at 200, for a potential breakout in the commodities sector.
As I mentioned earlier, as of August 22nd, we are poised to be a part of the longest bull market run in the history of the S&P 500. We spent 3,453 days in the market without a 20% pullback. Previously, the longest bull market was in October of 1990 to March of 2000 and lasted approximately 2,600 days and ended with the tech bubble bursting. Also in the news last week, China has officially announced they're coming back to the negotiating table in regards to tariffs. That meeting is scheduled for the end of this month. Last week, oil prices seem to have stabilized, ending 7 straight weeks of losses in the oil index. This is the longest weekly stretch of losses that we've seen in 3 years. With China coming back to the negotiating table and hopefully some resolution in Turkey in regards to their currency crisis, we could finally see some stabilization amongst the emerging markets.
And although we've seen a global market sell-off, the U.S. markets have continued to perform really well. At the end of this earnings season, we're hoping to see the U.S. markets continue their strong performance for the rest of the year.
Thanks for watching, and we strive to give you everything that you need to know about the markets in 5 minutes or less.
Like our Facebook page and share our video. Thanks a lot.